3, 2.
Hallelujah! All my New South Empire, wonderful and fantastic fun, Starman Filmz Global. Family of winners, it's your winner, fits you Sergio Fever's Huff. That's right. It's time for the Winners Podcast, the fact-check, highly controversial but informative podcast. Of course, we have my co-host, Sabrina Everett. Hey, Sabrina. We have my attorney, my doctor, philanthropist, activist, strategist, analyst, Samuel Blue. And my friend for a long time, my winner, my day one winner for life, no matter what we disagree on or whatever, we bump heads and we like rams when we get together like Tar Heels, you know what I'm saying? Grave Digger, aka McKinley Bryson. And my number one mechanic friend, winner for life, also Adam C. Wilson, a special guest. Who knows, they might be a permanent fixture on this show, hopefully. Anyway, we got some heavy-hitting topics tonight. Well, of course, we're going to talk about Charlie Kirk. Of course, we're going to talk about that deranged monster who stabbed that Ukrainian young lady on that train in Charlotte. But we also going to talk about them Negroes who ain't stood by and ain't do nothing about it. And we also going to touch bases on Jasmine Crockett's antics also. So we might even dwell into that little 11-year-old that gave birth, who got impregnated by her father, assisted by her mother, and condoned and hid by her grandma, who almost died from hemorrhaging to a full-term baby. All right, first of all, we're going to talk about Charlie Kirk, but we're going to talk about thoughts and opinions of how people feel about him. And we're going to pull the facts out about this. Some people say he's a gentleman. Some people say he's a gentleman. My friend right here, damn near a lifetime, Mr. Grave Digger, comedian Grave Digger. Oh, I forgot to mention celebrity comedian Grave Digger. He's worked with J. Anthony Brown, so many. I mean, too many to name. Steve Harvey, a whole lot. He made a statement 21 hours ago. He said the most sickening thing is flags that have staff for races. And what is really sickening is some stupid Bible-thumping blacks will mourn this bastard. Great Digger, what made you say that?
Because it's true. I've been reading, I've been watching Facebook, but I know how some of our people is. We are so quick to forgive an enemy. I've sat in courtrooms and watched families forgive the guy that murdered their mother. I wasn't raised that way. That's not me. And I did say something about the most sickening thing about the flag that has staff. I got to change that right now because the announcement that was made an hour and a half ago on the news is that they're going to fly his body back home on Air Force Two. Now,
Okay.
you tell me.
Okay. I agree with you to a degree. What's your main reason for saying he's a racist?
Because of the stuff he was spewing. And he was trying to play both sides of the fence, but all of it turned back around because he was against black women. He was telling them we weren't smart enough. We didn't have this. We didn't have that. You know what I'm saying? He talked about everybody, but his main thing is when you're going to stand there with a MAGA hat and then spew, if he can say his thing, I can say mine. And I
Correct.
know a racist when I see one.
Correct. Now, with that being said, do you feel that anybody deserves to be killed, though?
Well, 21 years in the military, from Vietnam to Saudi, yes.
Okay, but don't you profess to be a Christian? And Christian
That ain't
means
got nothing to do with it.
Christian means Christ-like.
That ain't got nothing to do with it.
But you think he deserves to be killed?
My philosophy is if, like, I'm go by what my dad said, and I've lived it all my life. If two or more people saw you do it, and I've lived in several countries for 15 years. They don't have tribes.
Oh, you know what? We're
So
going to
if you
touch base on. I agree with you on that. I agree with you 100. We're going to touch bases on that deranged monster that did that to that girl. Okay.
right,
Anybody? You know what? I'm gonna go directly to you, Samuel. You already know what's coming. The most sickening thing. This is what Grave Digger said. Most sickening thing is flags. Both you guys military as well as I. Is that flags are being flown half-staff for races. And what's really sickening is some stupid Bible thumping blacks will mourn this bastard. What's your thoughts on that statement, Samuel?
My thing is this: just like Joe Biden flew the flags of half staff for the Pope, there's a lot of people that don't believe in the Catholic Church. They perceive the Catholic Church as a bunch of pedophiles and things like that. But at the end of the day, the Constitution allows the president, the presidential powers, to fly the flag at half staff for whoever they want. So every president throughout our entire history has done that. So it's not one of those things like he's doing something that hasn't been done before. There's It's just his ability to be able to do that. I mean, no president had a wedding at the White House. Biden allowed his granddaughter to get married there. Is because it's in his powers to be able to do that. So whether I agree or not, like I've heard a lot of people say that Charlie Kirk is a racist, but they can't say one specific thing where that's ramified. And what that's basically doing is you're using it so much that it's going to be normalized like the N word is normalized because people use it so much. Just
I
because
hate that
they
word.
don't agree with your ideas, that don't make them a racist. We all have different priorities. I have different priorities in my life than Gravedigger, than Adam, than Sabrina, than Fitz. We all have different priorities. And if somebody doesn't have the same priorities as me, I'm not going to call them Uncle Tom or racist or anything. I'm not going to call them out of their name because I don't live in their shoes. I don't know what they have to struggle for every day to make ends meet.
Okay. Just like you said too. Now, the Pope prayed for more death of humankind than anybody in history. Check this out. He prayed for every country to be victorious in their war. Think about that. He went to every country and prayed for every country to be victorious in whatever war they was in. Think about that.
It wasn't every country. It was all the countries that gave billions of dollars to the Vatican.
Right,
That's who he prayed over for them to be
right.
victorious because look at Vatican City. It's literally a vault. Like they probably have over $1 trillion in assets at the Vatican. He prays over the people that is paying him.
And
That's the difference.
that's the place where they have found so many uh bones of deceased boys.
Mm-hmm.
Bones.
yeah,
Mm.
Can't say the whole word, but PDFs, okay?
hmm
Adam.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna switch it up. I'm gonna get a female's opinion. Sabrina, what are your thoughts of this statement? The most sickening thing is that the flag is being flown at half staff for racists. And what's really sickening is that some stupid Bible thumping blacks will mourn this bastard. What do you think of the
Well,
statement?
I mean, they pretty much do whatever they want to do. I mean, that's all I see. I mean, they do what they want to do for whoever they want to do it for.
That's simply put. What's your thoughts, Adam, of that statement?
That statement him in a couple of different ways. Because I think the first thing that comes first when you bring up the name Charlie Kirk, I think it's his most recent post. Uh, the most important thing in life is Jesus. He was a God-fearing man and a man of God. So to relate to that as a somebody who's not worthy, I think you need to look back further on his career. He's been a pinnacle point for the majority of the youth to be able to be educated and to understand the other sides, and also to allow people who don't agree, who are from all different backgrounds, religions, and races, to be able to come over and have a voice, to be able to speak, and to be able to give their facts and to be able to debate that with him. And there are multiple people who have came over and called Charlie Kirk a racist, but there has never in his life a comment, a statement, a action ever taken by Charlie Kirk, and that's something he stood on proudly. And he has multiple Black people, Asian people, Chinese people from all religions, all races. I mean, people who don't even agree with Charlie go to talk to Charlie just to have an open conversation. And I think another important statement he's made is when that open conversation doesn't happen between individuals who have differences, the most simple thing to do is violence.
I
And,
have
and,
a,
and I, and I think that's the most important step with Charlie Kirk is he prevented a lot of violence from people attacking or going after each other. I think he's the complete opposite of somebody that you're trying to refer to. And the fact that the president flew it at half staff, he's been a very pivoting point in the community for his career, for his presidency. And we all definitely have our differences with the way things are being ran and the way things are going. But as a president of somebody who's been a great supporter, a great friend, and a great advocate of first God first, and then family, and country, and a proud American, and a true patriot to his soul, that he sacrificed his life to speak about patriots and have more of us come together and join together of all races. So it's not a white versus black versus Mexican versus whoever. It's all of us Christian people in a Christian country coming together to grow. There's a lot of old incidences with Black communities. I'm from Durham, which is a giant Black Wall Street, was a major pivoting point back in the day. And I watch it today as they try to whitewash it. So to say that there isn't points that
okay,
aren't valid, but you have to follow the money. And I think that's the biggest point. And
okay.
you have to
I
understand, like,
want
I think I have the
to.
most,
I concur. I concur, Adam. Now,
yeah.
we just had a comment from a national syndicated podcast, Mr. Marvin Bennett Jr. show. First of all, I want to thank you for your patronage, Mr. Marvin Bennett Jr. And yes, I will answer your question. He asked, he said, so are you saying he wasn't a racist? And or what is your definition of a racist? First of all, I am not a perfect human being, so I can't judge anyone as a racist. Okay? I do want to say this. I recall that man asking multiple Black people, what is it that I can do that you can't do? Every one of those Black people, Mr. Marvin Bennett Jr., they said, nothing. I can do what you can do. Okay? Now, if you really want to get technical, people who say, Black people who say support Black business only can be considered a racist, in my opinion. So, what really is a racist? Mr. Marvin Bennett Jr., I'm going to get it from my panel. That way you'll get four different perspectives of what is a racist.
Well, I just found out yesterday that
Briefly,
I was a
y'all.
racist.
McKinley, what is your definition of a
No,
racist?
I just found out yesterday that I was a racist, and any black man that's pro-black is a racist, and that was sent to me last night about 11 o'clock.
So what is your
Now, I'm
no
pro-black.
no
Well, let me give you a little background. The rest of the panel. Let me give you a little background. The reason I feel the way I do is because I grew up with Martin Luther King. That's where I'm from.
Mhm.
you
I lived in
march
the
with you
road.
Right.
march with Martin Luther King.
Yes, I did. I went through
Right.
all the hatreds. I've seen the hanging. I've seen the cross burning in my
Right.
uncle's yard because he was the only black man working at Westinghouse. I've been through this. I've been to jail. I've been hit. I've been had the dog sick on me when I was 6 and 7 years old. Understand? So that is why I come out as hard as I do. I've
So
been to the
what
part with
Okay.
segregation and integration.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Okay. McKenna. Okay. Grave digger. Briefly, what is your definition of a racist?
Any man that is against one set of breed of people because he think he's superior to them.
Now, could that include your own
Okay.
race?
Yeah.
Not necessarily,
Okay. Okay. Hold on.
because if
Now.
we do have the crab in the bucket syndrome, we don't like to see each other get ahead,
Right.
Okay.
and that's everywhere.
Definitely.
But my definition
Hmm.
of a race, it's been taught to you that a racist came all the way back from slavery days. Okay, so I can agree or disagree on that one. My definition of a racist, if you want to take it all the way back to the '60s where I came through, is any white man that calls me the N word.
Okay.
Hmm.
I think when it's blacks not liking blacks, it's classes. Okay. You feel me?
Yep.
Classes. But I think that a black person could be racist against a white person. I see it all the time. Okay.
Oh, I know
Uh,
I am.
uh, Sabrina, what is your
Yeah.
definition? What is let's help Dr. Martin Bennett Jr. with your definition of a racist.
My definition of racist
Uh-huh.
is, I guess, basically is somebody who don't like blacks. I mean,
Or somebody that don't like another race.
yeah,
Okay.
clearly somebody who
Well,
don't
what
like
is your
another race.
definition of a racist? Briefly, Samuel Blue, because we can't have two long-winded people. You long-winded, and Adam, we see Adam long-winded too. So, what's your definition of a racist?
When you despise someone just because of their race, when you have hate towards that person. So I believe black folks can be racist towards Asians, white folks could be, the same way. Is when you basically your hate or your anger is spewed because of their race or the color of their skin. To me, that's as simple. And I've never seen Charlie Kirk do that. He was against DEI, but he
Hmm.
wasn't against. That's not being racist. That's just
Right.
stating facts. And once you go through the panel, I'll tell you three of those facts that is not racist, but it's common sense.
Okay. Adam, briefly.
Um, yeah, I mean, you have to understand. So, like, whenever you say racism, I come from a bloodline and a generation of superior races, from superior bloodlines. I can tell you the first thing I did was had a mixed child, and I'm the last generation of
Hmm.
my breed. I named him Adam Wilson, and that's how you end racism. It's not natural. I need you to understand that.
Right.
Like coming from our community, it's as a person who is born, regardless of your race, it's not naturally in you to hate somebody because of how they look. Go to any playground and you'll see that's obvious. So I think that what you've been through is extremely valid and still exists today, but it's not by, let's say, as I know it exists, it's by the funding to use the white man against the black man to have the diversion and not see who's the puppet of it all. And I think focusing on that is more important because I don't think racism is a ideology, it's more so a system.
Okay. Very good. That's very, 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 very good. All right. Uh, Dr. Marvin Bennett Jr., we really appreciate your question, and we hope we answered it to the best of our ability. If you
He,
have
he had one more question.
if you want to interject or you have another question, please comment again. Now we see you viewers. Feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe, and even join in. And we will try to answer to the best of our ability. Oh, at this time, I want to send a shout out to our sponsors. I want to send a shout out to for my very own Doja Vineyard brand of moonshine. I
It's
have my
delicious.
own flavor, it's fruit punch flavored. This one is a different flavor. Matter of fact, this one is Kirk the Countryman Watermelon Lemonade. Shouts out to Doja Vineyard for their sponsorship and my very own brand of moonshine. We also have wine, vodka, brandy, and whiskey. And I also want to send a shout out to our other sponsor, Lit Sticks from Team Collective. Team Collective, Rashid Myers, uh, THC, CBD, and hemp. We'll heal all parts. Straight like that. Appreciate you guys. Now let's get back to it. Moving right along to the next topic. Okay, guys. Um, Speaking on Charlie Kirk again. My winner, day one winner for life, McKinley Bryson.
Yes.
Your topics are so pertinent. All right. And you say some of the craziest, funniest, but thought-provoking shiznit that I had to drag your ass on, man, here. And to bring some light to the subject, okay? We already talked about how you were perturbed about the flags being flown half-staff. This is your next statement. This was 23 hours ago, 2 hours before you did that other one. You said, y'all pay attention now. Now, you was wrong about this one. You was wrong about this one. I'm going to tell you. Because only a real friend will tell you. You know what I'm saying? You would tell me. If you don't tell me I said something wrong, you ain't no friend of mine.
Right.
So a Trump supporter shot by another Trump supporter. Where the hell you get that from? This is so
You literally,
ironic. Hold
I
on.
know.
Hold on. This was so ironic. But this dude was good. 200 yards and one shot. See, Trump got him shot, and y'all are crying about it, talking about changing everything. Where was the concern when MLK was shot? Trayvon was shot. Malcolm X was shot. Y'all having a fit. What about January 6th? You one-sided racist bastard. So what he got shot? Blame Trump. Why you like to blame everything on damn Trump?
Because he was
And
a
then where
Trump
you get
supporter.
that from? They don't even know who shot him. They can't find him. They don't even know where he at. So where you get that a Trump supporter shot him? Please help me understand that, grave digger. I'm gonna read
Well,
it
you
again.
know what?
I'm gonna
I
read it
might,
again.
They,
I know, I might have
they,
misspoke on that one because I was looking at it. He was at the rally, but I'm looking at it now, being as I was investigating it, that this was a setup
yeah,
by
Yeah.
virtue of
I'm looking at it
what's
now.
coming out now.
What's ironic is
Mm-hmm.
he says that, but I think the same person killed every single one of them. There's proof of MLK and Malcolm X being murdered by the CIA. And this is a very well
Mm-hmm.
directed long hit from 435 yards. And the guy was visually seen beforehand and not arrested. And all of a sudden he disappears magically.
That's why I
You
said I
know,
had to change that, Fitz,
yes.
and say this was a setup. I agree with you, Adam. Being in
I
law
feel
enforcement
like
myself,
it was a
I look
setup
back on that.
because how this dude get away? How this dude get away? You know what
Right.
I feel like it was a setup too.
And there's
But
5 videos on the roof. Like,
yeah,
why no?
yeah.
Why was
Mm-hmm.
it not
And
police?
if you really notice, I think that he got hit. Me and Adam was looking at it.
Yeah.
The wit blowed it up on the screen on my big screen. We seen an indention on the bulletproof vest,
Yeah.
and we think it ricocheted into his neck.
Right.
If you really look at it,
The
you can
only, the only
see.
thing that's wild is the entry wound is lower here and the exit wound is here. He was shot
Yeah,
from a high vantage point downward. That
yeah.
doesn't
Let,
confirm. But if you see the shirt comes up to here, and then when the shirt comes down, the hole's here, which is
let,
very weird. And the ring changes from this finger down to the pinky when the hand comes back up.
let me tell you how a round works, especially a full metal jacket or a ball round, a green
Right.
tip. It's designed that when it hits fluid to turn. So
Mhm.
once it hits the body, it curves. That's one thing about it's not a hollow point. They already confirmed it was a bold action. So if it was a
Yeah.
bold action, that means it's 7.62 or it's 308.
Yeah.
Now,
30-06 is what they're saying it was. 30-06.
well, it's a high powered round.
Very. Yeah.
The
Yeah,
thing
I'm
is,
saying this for 30-06 too, because I got one sitting right there.
regardless, it's a bold action that they
Yeah.
found. So it was a high powered. It wasn't an AR. Um,
No.
so basically, when that round is going at 4,200 feet per second,
Mhm.
it hits. Along with that round comes a lot of air pressure. And the thing is when you see certain angles and it hits, and you see all that the blow, out the neck. To me, the
Mm.
first thing I thought was bold action, because an AR, a 5.56 or a 223
Would have been
doesn't
clean
have an
through.
exit. It does not exit that way.
Right.
So that's the thing right there where I think people need to understand. And also, we're talking about just 200 yards.
But hold on, breaking news, guys. It was a 308. They
308.
found a weapon.
Who said
They
308 earlier?
they
Yeah, you did.
I
they
guess snipers
expelled.
will help.
I
Fort
They
seen
Sherman
I
they
will
seen
shout out.
expelled.
three I
They
seen 3 posts
expelled
about
casing.
30-06.
They expelled casing. Still in the chamber.
Okay, this is my thing. 200 yards is not hard when you're in a prone position
Right.
or you have a bipod. That's an easy hit. I can guarantee you he was probably aiming for the head. And because he didn't know about windage and all those things, it dropped as it excelled. That's why it hit him in the neck. But it was probably a headshot. But 200 yards is not hard. When we go to the range, we back that up, and I posted a video on Facebook. Her shot group is all within $1 when she fired an AR-15 for the first time. Yeah, we had a red dot on it for her, but the thing is like it doesn't take a mastermind when people say, "Oh, it's an expert assassin" and stuff like that. Now, when you outside of 250 yards, okay, now it's something that you have to go to the range weekly, numerous times. But what was fired, a 308 with a bolt action on a bipod or with his hands acting as the bipod,
Yeah.
200 is not an easy shot. I mean, not a hard shot. 200 yards is easy.
I disagree with you on that.
You can, but hey, Fort Sherman
You-
taught
No,
me
200
You probably
yards.
shot
You
more than
think
all of us
about
put together.
it. We talking the distance of 2 football fields.
Two
Okay.
football fields.
you said you went to
And
basic. You was in the Army,
Wow.
right?
who, me?
Yeah.
I was in special operations. Okay.
I was
So
third
we'll
group
talk
and
about that
seventh
later.
group, 18 Bravo.
That don't mean nothing. It
Well,
mean
if
nothing
you're
to me.
special operations, you know what that means. If you
I'm
really
Air
were.
Force. I'm Air Force.
The thing is,
But I'm telling you, 200
when you
yards
go to
is a hard shot
when you
with a
go
bolt
to
action
basic
308.
training, when you go to basic training, just to get average marksmen, soldiers are hitting 300 yards.
Yeah. Sharpshooter is what? How many yards? Sharpshooter. That's with a pistol, though. Yeah.
That's the majority. So all I'm saying is when you have a bipod, you're not stabilizing, or when you're in the prone position, when they showed the video, he's in the prone position. So he's not holding the firearm straight up where he's trying to balance it.
Right.
He basically has sandbags and stuff. So that is not a hard shot. I mean, for someone that's an operator, you should know 200 yards is not hard.
Yeah, and if I recall correct,
That's why
I
I'm
know
saying the dude was trained.
No, he
I
wasn't.
I know,
200
but
yards is
yeah,
an
he was
easy shot.
trained. He was definitely trained.
He was
He
trained.
was,
He was
he
definitely
was
trained.
YouTube trained.
Yeah,
No, he
was
wasn't either. That boy, that was his first
No,
shot
no,
out
no,
of
no,
that
no,
was
rifle.
no,
YouTube
no, no,
trained.
Right.
no.
Yeah. Nah, he done shot that gun before. He just didn't pick it up the
Yeah, he
first
done
time
shot
and
that
just
gun
shoot it.
many
Right. No,
times.
he was trained.
You
He
can
was
go to the
trained.
range 2 or 3
Now,
times
Yeah.
look,
and you
look,
can make
Sam,
that shot.
Sam, you did Team Spirit, right?
On what?
You did Team Spirit, correct? when the Army,
I did Team
Marines,
Spirit
when the
5 times.
Army, Marines, Air Force, and Navy went together,
Right.
right? We all did
Five
Team
times.
Spirit, right? Okay.
Yeah.
We all specialize in different machinery, correct? All right. We
Right.
all had different scales to go by with the sharpshooter and marksman. Okay. We still had to have a certain amount of training to get them titles. And it took training. That dude who shot Charlie Kirk
Was
was just
trained.
not a regular soldier.
No. He was trained.
That he was not. Okay, what we're gonna do? Here's what we're
I
gonna
mean,
do.
he could have been a street person, but he had some training.
I got
He
this
went to
up
the
right
range
here.
often.
If he was trained, if he's that special operator, this is yours. This is yours right here, McKinley.
Hey,
I'm
Greg Digger,
guaranteeing.
don't bet him,
I ain't paying no
don't
attention to
bet him,
him.
because that mug will.
I'm
That's gonna
I
win an
guaranteeing
know.
ass. That's
that
gonna
he
win an
was
ass.
not a trained
He
mark,
was trained.
Anyway,
YouTube
do
trained.
y'all think they are gonna find him?
Oh yeah, they gonna find
They're
him.
gonna find him.
Why they didn't find
No,
who shot? Why
I
they
don't.
didn't find who
I don't.
attempted to assassinate Trump at the golf course?
They had a person of interest.
What do
And
you
that's
mean?
it.
That's all.
That's it. I think that was a setup too.
Yeah, but what you
That
have
was
to
the
think
second
about.
setup.
But what is the threat assessment at Utah? The campus
Right.
has zero crime. It was
Mm-hmm.
more than 70% conservative students, so the threat level was low. So they're not going to do the same security and threat assessment that they would if JD Vance or Trump or somebody is coming through the area. You do your security based off your threat assessment. And you just have to think, I think last year alone, he did over, I think 110 of these where he went to campuses. So today or yesterday was the first time of this new cycle to get ready for the midterms. So the threat assessment is still going to be low. It wasn't the first time he was at Utah. He's been there 3 or 4 times.
Right.
So the threat assessment ain't going to be there where you're going to pay every time you go. If you're not a presidential where all your security is paid for by the government, this is the finance stuff. So there wasn't
But I'm not believing that. $49.99 drone out by Amazon stops all this.
It could, yeah. But
Right.
some people don't. Hey,
Come on.
he had bodyguards around him, security around him. But if it was me,
the security guard gave the signal, weird ass signal, and then all of a sudden he shot. I mean, that was very weird.
Okay,
I don't know if that was his security.
with all
It was
that,
like a
with all
setup.
that, with all that being
It's
said,
like setup.
with all that being
Mm-hmm.
said, there was some points that I agreed with him on. Of course, y'all know how I feel about homosexuality. You know how I feel about recidivismus. You know how I feel about capital punishment and certain things, and equal rights. Do anybody deserve to be killed? Adam.
Does anybody deserve to be killed? That's a matter of opinion and situation. I mean, if somebody's coming at me to threaten my life, my family, I think every person has
Let
the
me
right to
rephrase
defend.
that.
You know what I mean?
Because our next thing is that deranged monster. I think he deserved to be killed immediately and not have to wait to go to trial or nothing like that. Okay, that's our next topic. Okay, based on their opinion, does anybody
Based on their
deserve to be
opinion,
killed
no, absolutely
based on their
not.
opinion? Samuel,
No.
No, definitely not.
Sabrina, does anybody deserve to be killed based on their political opinion, religious opinion, or anything?
I don't think so. I mean, no.
Digger.
Now, based on they, well, I don't know. Some people deserve to be killed.
People,
I'm always say.
You
That's why
say
I
the
never
wrong
built
thing
a
to
jury.
him, boy.
He
He
did say
might
he
about
was a
meet
racist.
Jesus.
No. That's why
He said
I've
he was a
Moving
never
right
racist,
been
along.
right?
on a
Moving
jury.
right along. Let's get
Yeah, some
I
people
be
I don't
deserve to
moving
be
think
all
killed.
nobody
right.
deserved to die, but I mean,
okay.
who are
Okay,
we?
moving right along. Moving right along. We're gonna leave Utah. We're leaving Utah right now. We're going to Charlotte,
Mm.
North Carolina. Okay. Let's. You know what? First of all, let me back up. Back up. We're gonna go here. Sawyer, I want my engineer to pull this up right quick. Pull that picture of them standbyers, Sawyer,
Mm.
when that Ukrainian girl was being slaughtered.
Mm. Mm.
And I want to point each and every one of these individuals. Start with the dude in the back. He sees
Wow.
everything. Put your point on him, Sawyer. Look at this. Look at this punk ass dude right there. Go
There's a
down.
couple
Go
of them up
down.
there that seen it.
Go down. Go down.
Mm.
What? Go down. Go down, Sawyer. Go down. Look at them. They looking. What the hell were these punks thinking about? To let this innocent young lady get slaughtered by this monster. It's really disturbing.
Mm.
That's very disturbing. And I feel that this dude don't deserve due process, as they call it. He's not due anything. He should be immediately extinguished.
You got to be careful with that.
No,
Mhm.
I ain't got to be careful with that. Somebody told me I need security anyway. That I need
No,
a
because in the right eyes of judgment, that can be an excuse for anybody.
no.
Yeah.
I know not anybody. I'm talking about
Right.
when you're caught in the action, on video, slaughtering a person. Why should my mother, my family, my friends, taxpaying money pay for him to be fed and housed? He don't care about going to jail. He want to get off the
But
street.
he still got right to due process. And I believe in due process.
So you think that
What?
you
Wait a
don't
minute.
mind paying, you don't mind feeding him and housing him after he
No,
killed?
it's
You're
not they
right.
don't mind feeding or housing. That has nothing to do with it. It's the fact that the individual himself is not guilty until proven guilty. Once he's proven guilty,
You
then
got
right.
five videos of
Yeah.
the man killing the girl. What else do you need?
As
Hmm.
2025, are we sure that's a real video? It's not been tampered, edited
Oh,
at all.
please
Like,
don't give me that. Don't give me that. Don't come to me like that.
but
You
if I
got
make a
five
video of
videos.
you
You
playing with
got
a little
eight
child with an
witnesses
AI
on the
video and
train.
then say, "Oh,
Due
you're guilty,"
process.
Out
yeah,
of
due
all
What
the
if
process
that
for
people
was
on
sure.
this
your sister?
panel, I
What
would
if that
never
was your
thought have
sister?
I never
Will he
thought.
I
need due
come from a
process then?
bloodline of like I've seen too
Huh?
much. I've
That was
seen
your
too many
sister.
crooked
Do he
cops,
need due
crooked
process?
stories, crooked videos, tampering with
Mm-mm.
evidence.
This,
He
this
don't
is
need to
the
live.
this is the main thing, and I agree with Adam. Yeah,
Oh Lord, you gonna agree with that
of
on
course,
everything.
of course. If you're a citizen,
Something like this.
especially,
Okay.
every citizen deserves due process.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's just we're not in Sinai, we're not in Somalia, we're not
Right.
in Afghanistan, we're in America,
Mhm.
where every
Right.
citizen gets due process. They get to face their accusers, they get to stand in front of a judge or even a jury of their peers. Now, whether
And
we
I'm gonna
give
go
yeah.
back to the way I
yeah,
believe. Did
Yeah.
when we
Emmett Till
can't
But
get
does
due
look,
but does
process?
he
when
but
we
does he
can't nope,
deserve to be on trial for 3 years? Oh,
Wow.
see, that's easy for
No.
you to say,
he
Sam. You're a millionaire. You're a
Emmett Till had a car
multi-millionaire.
though.
You see, Sam a multi-millionaire. He don't mind paying that money. And you damn
no,
near
he
there,
didn't have a
Adam.
public,
So you know
he
what I'm
don't have to
saying?
pay the money.
Y'all don't
He got
care.
a public defender.
He got a
Yeah,
public
that
speech
you paying
therapist.
for.
Now, yeah, they could take his own mother said he shouldn't have been out on the street. But guess what?
Mm.
The city council and the Charlotte mayor, the one who just won her primary like 80%, said no cash bail. We voting against all that. all these people, we're going to give all these young brothers all the opportunity, no matter what they do. We're not going to charge no bail, all those things. So it's
10 charges.
Is what people voted for. That's our, for us being a republic and voting, that's his right in this republic. He got a social security number to have due process. Whether I agree with that or not, I saw the video just like everybody else did. I'm more upset at the brothers that was sitting right beside him that allowed it to happen. But I also understand they may not have did that. Because look what happened to the Daniel Penny when he tried to defend that attacker that was attacking all those people repeatedly, week after week. He went to trial for they was trying to do murder charges on him.
Hold up right there. I got a point to make. We 42 minutes into the show. That you viewers, we see y'all viewing over in the executive group. We can see y'all viewing. What's the problem? I know y'all got something to say. Speak up. Go ahead, Sam.
The thing is, Daniel Penny, we're coming to a new society of this empowerment, of this gender equality, all this stuff, to where there was one time, me and my wife went out to eat, and there was a young lady. I opened for my wife and I held the door for the young lady to go through too. She was like, I don't need nobody to hold the door for me. So we got all of this. People they say they want chivalry. Them people could have been chivalrous and held, maybe not one-on-one, but a couple of them could have handled him with that little pocket knife, but they chose to sit there because they've been seeing the media charging people that's defending people going on trial for life. So a lot of people aren't getting up anymore because let's say if they try to do it, look at the lifeguard that saved the kid from drowning. He saved the kid from drowning and he got sued.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the new world that we in that y'all got to understand. People are minding their business. They're forgetting chivalry because the people that they're supposed to be chivalrous against, they don't want it. I don't need nobody to pull out my chair. I can pay for my own way.
That's
Sam, can I me and you disagree on a lot of things, but we still gonna be boys, all right?
Yeah.
What would you have done if you was on the train?
Oh, I would have taken them out.
I appreciate that. Yeah. Now we ain't gonna talk to Adam. He wouldn't have done it. Adam would have prayed for him.
No. Adam worse than Sam.
No, look.
Adam is black. Adam is black.
Soon as I saw his
I'm
arm
from foster care. I
with
got
that
foster
knife,
mother's black.
I would have taken him under his arm and put him in a chokehold where his arm would have been just like this. It was obvious.
But that's where you get back to the system. If there was more men like Fitz around, like Gravedigger around, we wouldn't have to worry about the process.
What would have happened to him
right there?
Fitz, you know what I do. You know how I roll. If he was on the train and I was on the train, they've been have somewhere to go.
I'm too pretty. I'm not doing no fighting. I'd have took his knife and stabbed him with his own knife. I'm not doing no fighting now. I'm telling you right now.
This is the thing. That was a 2.5 inch knife. Is a little pocket knife. The thing is, when he hit her in that jugular, she didn't realize it because it was small. Her adrenaline, she terrified. Now all those people stood there and watched her. So at that blood, you got literally up to 30 seconds to put pressure on that to extend her time to 5 to 7 minutes. Nobody put no pressure. When she hit the pavement, when she hit the floor of that car, she was gone. All that blood done pumped out that jugular. That's why you saw all that blood.
I didn't see the video.
Yeah, I mean, he hit the jugular.
He stabbed her more than once.
Yeah, but he hit her jugular. That's why it was so much blood in the seat. And then they're like, well,
he
somebody
don't deserve no trial.
He don't deserve no trial.
He may not, but he got social security number.
I don't care.
You do.
Right.
I said you do one or two things. You take him out tomorrow after lunch, and I'll do it if y'all scared to do it. I'll take him out.
Got an AKC registered number. What that mean?
I think
I would
what
love the
Marvin
job to
Bennett
take care of that.
I think what Marvin Bennett just
Right.
said in the comments is now how society has gone. Everybody is minding their own business
Business.
because
That's
you
right.
get everybody is getting sued for suing is now the American way.
Okay,
Mhm.
Sue
hold on a
me.
second.
You're right.
Dr. Marvin
It
Bennett
sure is.
Jr. Dr. Marvin Bennett Jr. once chimed in once again, and he's nationally syndicated with his show. He said, "I don't think that was their reasoning. However, everyone is different. Where I'm from, we mind our business, period, unless it pertains to me or mine." So he agreed with Sam.
That's the problem.
Everybody is for
Well,
self.
see,
Everybody is
No,
for
I
Sam,
would
self.
have stepped in.
Sam, you and I are both military to the
I
heart.
would have stepped in to protect her
Oh,
the
you
best
know
that I
we'd have
Right.
stepped in. Fitz probably could have hit him with 2 or 3 of them pounds of gold he wear all the time. But
No. I'm not doing no fighting. I would
we
have
know
cut.
that, Fitz.
I'd have stabbed him with his own knife. I'm not doing no fighting. I'm killing him.
I just feel bad because a young lady escaped a war zone to get
To
And
come
taken
here
out.
to get killed.
That's why I tell people, like when their kids are joining the military in today's time,
It's
I'm
not where you
like,
from. It's where you at.
and they're saying, what about if they get deployed to war? I say, at least at war, you know who the enemy is. You're
right.
armed to fire back. Here, people getting taken out. I have a friend years ago retired from the school system, 32 years. The second day after retirement, doing her morning 5:30 walk to Starbucks, somebody came shot her in the head.
Mm-hmm.
It's more dangerous back in the rear than it is downrange. I'd
Yo,
rather be downrange because at
yo,
least I'm
let me
prepared.
tell you something. The
Yeah.
military gave me PTSD because I seen so much death in the military. Okay, I've been to Korea, Panama, and Germany. But guess what? I seen more death here in the United States, in New York,
Mm-hmm.
than I seen in the military.
That's
You know
true.
what I'm
But
saying? For real, for
then
real.
again,
Yeah.
you made a statement, Sam. You are Sam over there in the corner. You
Yeah.
made a statement that at least in the military, you know who the enemy is.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
You didn't go in when we went in, when we had to fight the boys wearing the same uniform we had on and the enemy.
The
What
rock
what
soldiers.
what
Wow.
occupation are you talking about?
You
It doesn't
remember the
matter
rock
what
soldiers?
occupation. When you
It
went
does
in the
matter.
60s, you had to fight the guys behind you, the white boys behind you, and fight the Vietnamese in front of you.
You know, my dad did 6 tours in Vietnam. He got shot a few times in his arm. He lost his ear because one of his friendly fire right beside his ear and it blew his eardrum. Like I've heard it.
Wow.
That's why when I hear all these OGs talking about Vietnam and they're making that thing, oh yeah, he got shot in the ass. Oh, he got shot in the ass. That
Mm-hmm.
means you was running and then Viet Cong shot you, and that was their inside joke. But the thing is, like, I've spoken to my father many a times about his deployments and those things, even before mine. But we
Right.
ain't talking about, we're talking about today's times. Your brief, it's enough intelligence, all of those things. Even if you're not an operator, you have enough intelligence to know what weaponry, what type of armaments that you're going up against. We're in
And
a whole new day and time of warfare.
Dr. Marvin Bennett Jr., I respect your thought, but I find that rather shocking, especially a man of your caliber, to say that you mind your business if it don't pertain to you, when in all actuality it does pertain to you. Because who's to say that your family member wouldn't be next, or
Mm-hmm.
someone close to you wouldn't be
I
next?
agree with you on that.
That's what Emmett Till mother said. She's like, it ain't my business. I'm gonna stay out of it. Once it happened to her, she's like, no, you show his body so they can see. And
Mm-hmm.
her biggest
See
regret
what they
was
done
that
to him. Right.
she said, I'm gonna mind my business. It don't have nothing to do with me until it landed on her doorstep.
Mm.
That's why
Wow.
But
I always try,
that was a different time. Black people
it,
had to mind their business,
No,
or they would
no,
have got
no,
home.
no, no. Dr. Bennett Jr., Marvin Bennett Jr. said it not 6 minutes ago. He said that Nowadays, we mind our business. This is a man
Well,
with a national syndicated show.
Yeah, I
yeah, but
mean,
where is he from?
he's from Jersey.
Oh, I understand now.
I believe he's from Jersey. Yeah,
But so is my wife,
and
and she
he's
don't
not
mind her business.
he's not from the easy part of Jersey.
Yeah, right. She don't back down from nothing.
No,
Yeah,
this
This
is
knows
I just think we're in this time to where everybody is scared to interact. They got all the cameras, everybody got their phones. I mean, when I see somebody getting taken out or beat down, and I see all these people around just pull out their phone and go live. You look at what
Right.
Mhm.
happened in
Yeah.
next to our neighborhood where they had the mass shooting a couple years ago. One of the women came out, saw the young man come around the corner and pulled out her phone to record him, and he shot her. Like sometimes you need to duck and run for cover. You know, like
Yeah.
everybody is now trying to go viral. Everybody now is trying to,
Uh-huh.
just get likes and get all that. That's the new society right now. And that's
Yeah.
unfortunate.
It is.
I agree with Marvin as far as minding my business when it comes to certain things, but
yeah,
when it
to a
comes to like
degree, to a degree, yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, when it comes to like protecting, if I see somebody on the train doing that, it may cost me my life, but I hope that my wife, my son, my family will understand that at least remember
you
me,
try.
military gonna give me my 21 gun salute. They're gonna give me my honors, all that stuff, but that's little. I want to be known for it. He gave his life helping somebody. That right there will
Right.
fulfill my legacy.
Let me, you and I can ride together. You and I can ride together.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? You know what? I wasn't gonna pull this video up today, but I'm gonna pull it up since Marvin Bennett said that, because I'm getting ready to go back to this, since he wants to dwell on what racist is. Him saying that he wouldn't protect that Caucasian woman and mind his business, that was a form of racism to
I
me.
don't think
I
so. I
agree.
think he wouldn't
No.
do it
I
To
to
me,
agree.
to
anybody.
me,
Like
to me,
no matter
because
what her color was, I don't think he would have
I
intervened.
feel, I feel if that was a sister, he might not have felt that way.
I agree with you.
Maybe, yeah.
I really think that. I really think that
I
because
definitely agree with you, Fitz.
I agree with that. And then all these people that's calling my always winning as winner are racist. As a matter of fact, I want to show this clip. Show this clip, Sawyer. Y'all see that ambulance chaser, Al Sharpton, who called Trump a racist?
Mm-mm-mm.
Trump is the only one that paid for Nelson Mandela to get free. The only one that paid for Jennifer Hudson to survive for 3 years after her house fire. The only one that paid for Jesse Jackson's child support for all his children.
And he did all that to set himself up.
But he's a racist.
Yep. Because he didn't show his true colors till now.
Till now.
That's my
Yeah.
winner right there. Great digger.
He
Great digger, that's
set
my winner.
everybody up. You heard of hoodwinked. Everybody got hoodwinked by him until he could get the position of power to control
What he
you.
wanted.
That's why
What was that position of power?
he made the party
President.
star. That's why he made a black woman the
That's
party
why we
star.
got flags hanging half staff for
That
a
but
racist.
guess
That's
who
why
the
a
party
racist
czar
is being
is?
flown on the plane. That's
But
why January
guess
6th
who the
happened
party
and
czar
nothing happened
is?
to him.
Who's the racist that's flown on the
Guess who
plane?
the
Trump.
party czar is? Guess who the party czar is, Greg Digger? A black woman
Yeah.
that he pardoned. So what's racist about that? You know,
No,
but we're gonna move right along because Sam got
yeah,
a
he
Sam.
set everybody up just like Jim
No, I'm
Jones.
sorry. This is now. This is now. This is now. This is
They all
now.
know the game. You remember what I
Sam.
said about why the Bible was written and
Okay,
who it was
Sam.
written by?
All right, we're running out of time, guys. But you know, this is really good, y'all. I'm really enjoying y'all.
Yeah.
Sam,
Yes.
Sam has so everybody so far on the Sam, let's talk about the cricket, Jasmine
Hold
Crockett.
on. Before he play it, can I just say something real quick about this clip?
All right.
Now, right now, the buzz is going around that Gavin Newsom is going to be the top of the ticket in 2028. And
Okay.
now people are starting to pass Jasmine Crockett as being his VP. So what I want
Never
people,
happened.
I
what,
heard that.
well, the thing is, so now they're giving her a lot of say. So what she's doing in this clip is she's giving her history lesson. So she's going to give her history lesson, and I'm going to give my factual lesson right after she's done in these 28 seconds.
Okay, before you do that, Sawyer, can I get the giggle of Kamala Harris right quick? Okay. There you go. There you go.
These folks.
Whole lot of that, you know what? Let's take a look.
I have to make sure I don't get in trouble back home in Texas. So let me be really clear. These maps, racist. The fact that they are trying to silence black and minority voters in a majority minority state, racist. Pulling all of the economic engines out of certain districts, also racist. The bottom line is this is a Republican-led and racist attempt to make sure that we silence the voices of black and brown people.
So now she become very whole lot of that, you know.
Okay, you can pause. Now, this is the thing about the maps. During the last administration, the Democrats was trying to get the maps redrawn because they said there were 0 black represented or black majority districts. And factually, it was 0. There were 3 majority Hispanic districts. And, and the rest were majority white districts. So they made this fuss about black people need to have a vote. Well, they lost the election and all this stuff happened. So the GOP of Texas said, okay, let's go ahead and redraw these maps. So when they redraw the maps, now where it was 0 black majority county or districts, now there's 2 Hispanic districts. There used to be 3, now there's 5. There's a higher Hispanic population than there is a black population in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is like now she's mad because her district was drawn out and she could still run for it, but she knows that the guy she's going to be running against is Hispanic.
Mm-hmm.
And she knows he's going to get the majority of that district. The thing is
How?
like
She only got 1 vote. She only got 1 vote 3 weeks ago.
Well, that was for her when they gassed her head up and said, girl, you need to run to be the lead Democrat on the Judiciary Committee. They all gassed her up. She got 1 vote. The one vote, but listen to who that vote was. That was her voting for herself. Nobody else voted for her. That's why she went on Instagram Live and said, well, her feelings was hurt because they've been telling you the face of the party now. You need to step up. And none of them voted for her to her face. So with this right here, she was saying that Texas is a majority black minority state. Yeah, they have more blacks in Texas than any other state at 14%. And Sawyer can post a fact check. So the thing is, 14%, you go from 0 districts to 2 majority districts. So right now, you got 2 black majority districts that the voice is going to be heard. So do you want your voice to be heard and not, as a shout and not a whisper? or you just gonna hate it because
Wow, that's some messed up.
it's under Trump. So the thing is like black folks, if we don't keep our stuff together by 2032, we're not gonna have any type of power in elections because the Hispanic population, where we're 13.5% of the entire country, Hispanics is 19% of the entire country. And each year they're gaining more and more conservatives. That's the reason why since 2020, the Republicans, the GOP conservatives had gained 2.5 million voters, and the Democrats have lost 2.1 million. You're talking about a 5 million vote swing.
You know why?
So all I'm saying, let me land with this. All I'm saying is that Democrats or liberals need to get off of everything being about Trump and try to find somebody that is gonna send a message and stop doing all these non-primaries, because they haven't had a primary since Obama. Everybody else, Bernie Sanders was supposed to be 2016. He was leagues ahead of Hillary Clinton, but the DNC backed him out. Look what happened. Tulsi Gabbard was the favorite between Kamala Harris in 2020 and Joe Biden. They stabbed Tulsi Gabbard in the back. And then on this last election, they're like, oh, we still not going to have no primary. So
they still don't have anybody to
if
run.
If you want to be Democrat, have a democratic process in this republic, you have to start acting, putting in the actions, and not just saying it. Everything can't be Trump's fault. Like the situation happened in Durham, guess what? Every time when they talking about the property taxes in Durham, every time they signed them affordable housing bonds and all that stuff, that nothing went to affordable housing, it raised their property tax 12%. That's why I tell people that's the new gentrification, how they getting minority people out. They're taxing people out. And we're voting for it. Back in the 60s, they could actually finesse the law, cheat, and get people put out of their homes. Now they get minorities to put their own selves out of homes. So that's why we got to stop. The Democrats need to wake up, because the Hispanics, the reason why their population has grown in 1972 from 3.2% to 19% is because they still use the raised by a village concept. They don't say it, they live it. When somebody get pregnant, they don't have no abortion. They have that baby. The village raises that child.
Right.
So that's the thing right there. That's why I say by 2032, we're going to still be at 13.5%, which what we were at 1972. The Hispanic, they're going to be the new majority by 2036.
Yes.
So we just Democrats need to wake up and find somebody instead of everything being Trump's fault. Chicago need to clean up. DC they're cleaned up now. The New Mexico governor just declared New Mexico a state of emergency, because guess what? She want Trump to send the National Guard to New Mexico because she got all them gang members there.
No, hold on. Sheriff McFadden down there in Charlotte say, hell yeah, bring them.
But that's the thing. Even Marion Bowser, who I thought when Biden said, I'm going to select the first black woman, first thing that came to my head was Marion Bowser. She was the most qualified. She ran a city, one of the most populated cities in the country. She ran the budget. So what qualifies her more? She didn't have no scandals. So she should have been the one, but they coronated someone that they knew they could control, because if Marion Bowser was Joe Biden's VP, when they tried to send her to Africa with $100 million to try to push LGBTQIA plus things, they booted Kamala out of the country. Marion Bowser wouldn't even have taken that assignment. And if they put her in the closet like they did Kamala, she would have spoke up. That's the difference when you have somebody qualified for leadership. And when we talk about the man Charlie Kirk being racist, he's against DEI just like I am. I'm against DEI. If Joe Biden, he shouldn't have said he's going to get a black woman to be the first VP. He should have just did it. He shouldn't have said, I'm going to get the first black woman to be a Supreme Court justice. Guess what? He should have just did it. When you use somebody's characteristics like their skin color or their gender as the first reason why you're going to pick them, that's DEI.
Okay.
And nothing's racist about that. I'm not going to go to a doctor I'm not going to go to have a nurse that is from Florida, because I know the scandal that 5,000 nurses, RNs, paid $6,000 to get certified with no residency in the state of Florida. And now they in the workplace practicing medicine as an RN and never even did the stuff. So that's the reason why I don't like DEI, because they're dropping standards. If we so excellent, we don't need you to drop the standard. We can meet the standard. We can go above the standard.
But you got people up there that's gonna stop you. That's where the racism comes back in.
We can keep moving the goalposts, but at the end of the day, black folks, we have to stop wanting the government to fix our community, wanting these white folks to fix our community. We have to do it ourselves.
Then do it ourselves.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Look, check this out. Black folk have been praying that the government be fixed for a lifespan. Here comes Trump, fix the government, and there's so much hatred toward him. Okay. Now, if you don't like Trump, get that money. Get that money that he's providing. For 90, okay, let's do it on mankind's side first, and then we're gonna do God's kingdom. Let's do man's government, and then we're gonna do God's kingdom. The reason that the Democratic Party is dying, it's dead. They're dead, not dying. They're dead. The reason the Democratic Party is dead is because people, especially black people, are tired of the hope-dealing Democratic Party, the hope dealer Democratic Party, hope-dealing us hope dreams to the hope addicts for 93 years. Martin Luther King, all he had was a damn dream. Jesse Jackson, all he did was kept hope alive. Fuck hope. We want action. Trump giving us action. God's kingdom. God got tired of that fucking homosexuality. He didn't change his damn mind. That's why he got rid of the giggler. Let me hear it, Sawyer. Let me hear the giggler. That's why her asses got a Chinese name, one gone. He got tired of that homosexual shit. All right? We moving on. And if you ain't with it, you're going to be back there hating. Quit hating, no matter what. And if you want to rise up and fight, gangs, all the black people get together and shoot, your ass going to have an Oriental name, one gone. Because the National Guard, the Army, the military will tear your ass to all the pieces because y'all black folks going to be shooting each other for superiority.
But that's why they had to kill. They had to kill Charlie Kirk.
Who's gonna be the leader? Y'all gonna kill each other, or who gonna be the leader? Because you ain't training like the white folks training.
But this is the thing.
Every day.
When you look at that roster, that's what I tell people that's Democrats. You guys are focused on all the issues that the majority of the country. You focus on the 20% on all these 80-20 issues. That's why Kamala lost every single swing state, because she went out there like Hillary Clinton was like, oh, if I give these black people the concerts and all that. She had a concert, Beyonce, Jay-Z, the night of the election.
And it still ain't worked.
And
$20 billion
Kamala
She
used
tried
that
to buy
same.
the vote for $20 billion. They still owe $20 million.
No,
She didn't pay her staff.
Kamala got Megan to twerk, and guess what happened? Soon as Megan stopped performing and introduced Kamala, the whole arena in Atlanta emptied out. The thing is there's one thing, I think Drake said it best with the fake love. She started with $2 billion in her books, 1.5 from major donors, 500 million from grassroots. Trump started with 375 million, way behind the curve. When they finished, she was 20 million in debt. Trump still had 85 million on the books. How did he do it?
It wasn't his money.
It wasn't her money.
How did he? Hold on.
Money.
Hold on. How did he do it? Because his supporters didn't charge him because
he only had one supporter.
Hold on. This is the thing. Kamala had Oprah supporting, but she had to pay Oprah $2.5 million. Kamala had Beyonce supporting her.
Ain't a supporter.
Beyonce was her supporter, but guess what? She had to pay her $5 million.
No. Eminem, she gave her 10.
Well, it's on opensecrets.org. It says 5. It may be more, but the thing is, when people really support you, they do it for free. That's like if Adam starts a business, a car shop and stuff like that, and if I'm truly supporting him, I'm not going in there to ask him, yo, I know you can hook a brother up. I'm not supporting if I'm asking for the hookup, because Adam had to pay for the brick and mortar. Adam had to pay for all them high-speed snap-on tools or whatever tools he's using that cost thousands of dollars. Adam has the liability of if something goes wrong, he gets sued for it. So if I'm supporting him, I'm not asking for no discounts. And that's the thing. If all those people truly supported Kamala, they wouldn't have asked for no payment, because Oprah, she the richest black woman in America. She could have wrote off the charity $2.5 million. But guess what? She need that money so she can buy more of that Hawaii land that she get burned up.
Yeah.
That's the difference. That's why Kamala got blown out, is because she didn't have support, because nobody had faith into her, because the whole administration, they hid her the whole time. She wasn't battle tested. Where
Kamala was a puppet.
Now you look at all of Trump's cabinet.
APAC.
Yeah, you can hate all of Trump's cabinet if you want, but when you look at JD Vance, Marco Rubio, Kristi Noem, Sean Duffy, all them secretaries, they out here doing interviews on ABC, CBS, CNN. They're battle tested.
Trump will be the president for the next 24 years. Trump will be the president for the next 24 years vicariously. Vicariously, he will be the president for the next 24 years.
You know the next Trump that's going to be president? His first name start with a B.
That's what you already know.
I told somebody when they have the savings accounts now, they got the index funds for these Trump kids now. All the kids born from 2025 to 2029 gets $1,000. Once you get your Social Security card, an account with $1,000 in the index fund. Normally, the only way you have access to an index fund if you're investing over $100,000. Now, everybody born is getting that money, and by the time they turn 25, it's going to be $300,000 to $500,000.
Okay, so Samuel Blue. All right, we got to pay for this airtime now.
I got you.
Go back. We got to go
I'm
back.
just saying that people playing chess.
We got to pay for our sponsors. Our sponsors got to pay for this. We're going back to Doja Vineyard. This is that Kirk the Country Man, Doja Vineyard watermelon. And as y'all could tell already, I done sipped some of my Fitz Paradise juice. All right, that's that Doja Vineyard. And also lit sticks, okay? Thanks, shouts out to our sponsors. Our time has expired, and we look forward to it. Hopefully, great deal. I need some more of that shit, man. I need some more of your shit, man.
I will be back whenever you want.
you was correct about 3 or 4 of them things, but that one you was wrong, right?
I was wrong. I
All
had
right,
to.
that's
I
all right,
admit
all
when I'm
right. Now I
wrong.
love you for life, bro, for real. And Adam, hopefully y'all join us next week. Sam, you know I love the fudge out of you. See y'all winners next week. Peace, love, and hair grease. Hey.